Hello and welcome to the Door-to-Door YouTube channel. Today I want to talk a little bit about U-factor. U-factor is what's going to be replacing R value as far as to figure out how well insulated a garage door is. It's something currently they're using with windows and entry doors, and now it's going to be going down to garage doors. DASMA, the Door and Access Systems Manufacturers Association, just announced that it's going to be rolling this out in this program using third-party testing from Intertech, who will be testing 11 different manufacturers' garage doors that they consider highly thermally efficient, to give them a U-factor rating that will supersede the R value. Basically what U-factor is, it is basically the thermal transmittance of door products. So basically how little really, because the lower the U-factor the better, how little energy is thermally transmitted through an installed door. Currently with R value, it's calculated based on individual door section as manufactured. So with U-factor, testing an actually installed door, it's going to be much more accurate than the R value, and you get a better idea, especially when comparing different manufacturers and different models, to which one is really doing the best job of creating that thermal barrier that you're going to want if, say, you're heating the garage, or you've got some bedrooms above the garage, and you're really concerned about having a very well insulated door. There'll be different ratings whether the door has glass or doesn't have glass. A very small amount, 16% glass on the door, will allow you to still use the U-factor for a sealed closed door without glass. But anything more than that, then it'll have a different U-factor when figuring out exactly how well insulated the door is. Currently, there's no variables for leakage, say the garage is very well sealed, or solar, where the garage gets a lot of sun that can sometimes heat up the garage unwantedly, depending on your area. Garage doors will still have an R value, but the U-factor will supersede the R value, and on marketing and everything should be more prevalent than the R value. U-factor, again, is going to be deemed a more accurate way of describing how well insulated a garage door is. So, the main reason why U-factor is considered more accurate would be through testing and measuring, we can determine a true and actual thermal performance of a garage door. Components such as section interfaces, perimeter seals, and thermal break styles and hardware are accounted for with U-factor. And again, the entire door is considered. So yeah, and again, it's U-factor, not U-value. Some companies you might see using U-value. That is not correct. That doesn't mean anything. They can put whatever number they want behind that. You want to see it labeled as a U-factor, and that it has been, privately tested by a third-party company to ensure that it's what they say it is. They're not making claims that are not true. So that's pretty much it. It's definitely going to be something interesting and something new. I'm really curious to see what certain manufacturers come back at, because I've had a lot of, not arguments, but a lot of customers very adamant about getting a good R value. And if you look back at my previous video about R value, you'll see that R value is not really the best way to determine how well insulated a garage door is. And then you also get tripped up where most people think double the R value is going to be double as good, where, the general 6.5 to 7 R values probably got rated at around 88% efficient as far as blocking out unwanted thermal transmittance, versus an R19 is going to be like 96%. So out of that, you're seeing an 8% gain in double the R value. So I'm very curious to see with U-factor how that's going to all play out. Will the highly insulated doors that have been boasting high R values compare with some of the other ones that maybe are made very similar but aren't rated as highly when it comes to R value? Because most of them are made the same way. Most of the high R value doors are going to be about a 2-inch thick door with a spray foam insulation in between. So when they're all kind of made the same, it's hard to believe that there's going to be a big swing in how efficient they are. One thing to definitely consider when you're concerned about how well insulated the door is would be the in between the sections, if there's a thermal barrier, if it has anything rubberized, or if it's just a standard just kind of steel shiplap or tongue and groove interlock. That's what's the standard door. Or some of them will have a little piece of foam in there to add a little bit extra when it comes to preventing air kind of getting through the cracks between the sections. But yeah, leave any comments, questions down below that you might have about U-Factor. Like I said, it's still something I'm kind of brushing up on myself, but it looks like it's going to be the way of the future when describing how well insulated a garage door is and how efficient it's going to be at either keeping your garage warm or cool, depending on your climate and what you're trying to achieve. But yeah, again, like, comment, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Okay, thanks. Bye.